On a chilly December morning in Chicago, Althea Harris, along with a handful of other holdouts, is finally moving from the notorious Cabrini-Green housing projects.
I love it here because this is where I've been living for 30 years.
The last of the notorious high-rises are coming down next month to make way for new row houses, mixed-income apartments, and multi-million-dollar condos.
The lion's share of our families do well.
Chicago Housing Authority Chief Louis Jordan calls it the end of an ugly era.
You would have had to live there to understand how bad it had gotten.
And no place was worse than Cabrini-Green. Built in 1942 to provide decent housing for the poor, it became a symbol of concentrated poverty and neglect. Gangs ruled entire buildings. Residents were terrorized by violence. Snipers fired at police, elderly residents, even innocent children. In this image of people looking out at the world through steel fencing made Cabrini seem more like a prison than a place to live.
These kind of things kind of like break your spirit down.
Tearing down Cabrini is part of a $1.6 billion overhaul of public housing in Chicago.
It is called the Plan for Transformation, and it's the most sweeping reform of its kind in this country's history. But it has plenty of critics who say the decision to demolish these high-rises is not eliminating the poverty. It's just dispersing it around the city.
Janet Smith co-authored a report on the city's progress that found only 15% of displaced families are living in the new developments that replace Cabrini-Green.
We have to ask that question of what's happened to those families and who is this plan for transformation going to really benefit when it's done.
In all, more than 26,000 families have been affected. The agency has relocated more than 12,000. 13,000 families are no longer in the system, and CHA admits it cannot find 2,100 families who are displaced. Longtime resident Kenneth Hammonds has been ordered to move this week and feels left out of the process.
We want to be a part of this new transformation that's coming up in our community. If it took place in our community, let us be a part of it.
Louis Jordan says building stronger communities is about more than bricks and mortar. It's about the future.
You want kids to see what?
I want kids to see hope. I want them to see opportunity.
It's an opportunity former resident Brenda Lockett sees for her family. She now lives in a renovated row house across the street.
And I believe that if I can live through Cabrini-Green, I can live through anything.
A transformation that often requires tough choices for the city and for the people that once called Cabrini-Green home. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Chicago.